iron in their soul. What's up, YouTube? This is Iron in the Soul, back with another video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my content. Also, for those of you who are new to my channel, please follow me over on Instagram at @TheKingJabez. It will be greatly appreciated. Let's talk. There's a lot going on right now. And I thought about doing 3 or 4 videos, so I just decided to just kind of summarize this into one video. Because it's kind of connected, even though it's separate stories and separate people, cities, states, incidents, and whatnot. There's a lot going on right now in the hip-hop culture, black community, the news, and just I want to share some of my thoughts on a lot of this. So I think I gave this video the title. We're talking about Nas, a hip-hop legend, in my humble opinion, one of the, I would say, every bit of top 5, at least top 10, but I would say, in my opinion, top 5 MC of all time. And recently, 21 Savage made some comments about Nas, which he backtracked, afterwards, after all the backlash online he received, rightfully so. And he stated something along the lines of Nas not being relevant. And I can understand it from a perspective of, okay, this is 2022, as opposed to 92 or 95 or 98 for that matter. So I get that. But at the same time, there's just certain things you just don't say. Okay, we got to be careful. And I think what he's articulating is what I have seen for years in the hip-hop community, and that is, for many MCs, a refusal to honor those who have paved the way. I am a biblical Bible man, but I'm also a hip-hop head. So I'm a Bible guy and a hip-hop head. And from a hip-hop perspective, and from a biblical perspective, there is a principle, there is something called honor. There is a principle of honor. And the way that works with me, you honor those who went before you. You respect their work, the path they have created, the lane and space they made for you. What you have to understand about hip-hop was not what it is today in 2022. Hip-hop was and still is this genre of music that people don't really want to give respect to. You know what I mean? Want to treat it like it's not really music. But everybody wants to do it. So it's just this hypocrisy. People want to act like it's not really music, what it is. But you got people in China, you got people in India, you got people in Africa, you got people all over this globe who want to rap. And hip-hop in the 90s, it was a place where they were still being treated as second-class citizens. I mean, there was a year in the 90s when DMX had 2 #1 albums, and he did not receive an award. There was a time in the 90s where hip-hop awards were not televised. They would purposefully give them their awards off camera. This was the disrespect that rappers received. They didn't want to respect it for what it was. But the sound was so powerful and it garnered so much attention that they had to tap in and put money behind it. And that's for many reasons. We know that. To, one, create some money. And 2, to kind of program the masses, and to transition from a place of consciousness, what it began as, to a place of using the music as, warfare against the community that it was designed to help. And that is something that Crazy Bone from the group Bone Thugs Harmony spoke about very clearly, articulately, about a meeting that was had in the 90s concerning rap music and how to really push an agenda that would really profit those who are involved in private prisons. And I'll leave it right there. Okay? But that being said, you think about Nas, just the lyrical content. I was listening to just this week after 21 Savage said that made me go back over on Apple Music and listen to some of Nas' old albums. And I've been listening to this one album all this week. I've been listening to his album, I Am, all week. I listened to the album maybe 3 times this week. And just amazed at just the quality of it. This is a 1999 album. And it's really like timeless music. It still sounds good to me today in 2022, going into 2023. Just a lot of legendary songs. New York State of Mind Part 2. You Can Hate Me Now. Ghetto Prisoners Rise. It's a Small World. And just a lot of thought-provoking content. That's what rap is supposed to do. You're supposed to listen to a rap song or album, and it's supposed to create thoughts in your mind. It's supposed to educate you. I mean, he's in his album talking about politics and the city and the community, governors and mayors. It was a really thought-provoking album, just real life. And you can tell the knowledge that he accumulated from reading and reflection. By the way, you guys who rap, one of the principles of rap is knowledge. That is a pillar in hip hop. You're supposed to be kicking knowledge. Okay, we call it game. You're supposed to be spitting game over a mic. If you're not a guy, if you're rapping and you're not reading consistently, you're not a good rapper, my boy. I don't care how turned up you are. If you are a rapper, you should be reading consistently. You should be imparting knowledge to the masses. That's what hip hop is supposed to be. But that's not what it's become in many cases. It's become something else. It's become something that is watered down and generic that any old person could do without much talent, without much thought, and just get on a mic and dance, shake their behind, and now you got a number one song. And that's not what hip hop is. So I just see this agenda to really undo the foundations of what hip hop is, to remove those voices, to make them seem irrelevant, as 21 Savage said. And that really just paints to what's happening in the hip hop game right now as a whole. You know, it's not a mistake. And it goes to my next story. Let's talk about my man Blueface. Blueface in prison right now for an attempt murder. I believe he has his next court date in January. You know, I don't know all the details, obviously. I know about as much as you do from looking online. You know, you think about Blueface, you know what I mean? He's someone, man, I've been concerned for the last year or two. I'm of the opinion he's under some sex spells. You know, he's with this woman that's not good for him, and he's not good for her, and she's not good for him. And there's some type of witchcraft there. There's some type of voodoo sex spells. I feel like, honestly, and this is going to sound weird to some of you guys, it gives me sex slave vibes. You know, the type of energy that's around Blueface. And I sense that dark energy. It's like he has a bunch of witches around him. Yes. And working these spells on him. And some of you guys right now, you under that same pressure. Some of you, especially guys that's in that hip hop game. Or you guys out here making money. You know, the right woman with you can elevate you and take you to the next level. But the wrong one can bring you down. And so I think Blueface is an example of that. He's someone that, you know, a lot of women find attractive. You know what I mean? Sex symbol for one of the sex symbols for his generation. That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? And, you know, the women love him. And I think he has an eye for ladies himself, obviously. And that's been a downfall for him, in my opinion. And he's constantly in these domestic disputes. You know what I mean? Constantly fighting with women. Got all these girls in his house, you know, doing all this blogging with these females. And he got that's all those soul ties. You guys have been following me, man. I've done a lot of content about sex soul ties. I just kicked some knowledge recently about voodoo and sex spells and ancestral worship. All that stuff is real, man. And some of you guys right now, listen to this message. Some of you guys right now, you out here turning up, Big Daddy. You got all these women, and these women working spells and witchcraft on you when you sleep, my boy. And you think it's a game because, you know, you the man. You got a little bread right now. You got some gold chains on. You got your clothes on. You got your ice on. You got your, you know, you're driving in your nice whip. Nothing wrong with none of that, by the way. Let me put that out there also. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You work for it. If you want to buy it, that's your business. You dig? But with all of that, you have to be careful of the company you keep. And so Blueface, I'm gonna be honest, man, he got all that dark energy around him. And I sensed it. He looks to me, honestly, before this happened, just trapped. And I really thought about doing a video about that a week or two ago, about Blueface and sex spells. And I thought, you know, I don't know what people think about that, because I can't really prove that, because it's just my opinion. But looking at it now, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. You know, even his mother's energy towards him, bumping heads with his mama. And now she's talking about she's not bonding him out, and she's the one who paid for her song, Tatiana, and saying all this crazy stuff. Sometimes it be your own mama. You hear me? I told some of you guys, man, your own mama has been against you low-key. Low-key. And nobody wants to talk about this because in the black community, it's taboo to talk about mama. You talk about daddy like a dog. Daddy ain't nobody. All daddy is an old nigga. Yeah, I said that. I know you don't like that. I said all that is an old nigga. You hear me? Talk about that like a dog. But don't say nothing about mama. Don't never say nothing about mama in any circumstance. And that dysfunction right there is a form of mind control. Go check out my video I did on mind control. You see how all my videos are lining up now? These videos about mind control and sex spells and the marine demons in the ghetto. All this stuff is manifesting, bro. These curses are being released. These spells are being activated, and we are seeing the unfortunate results of all of that demonic activity. So Blueface, I hope he learned something from this. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened. I hope he didn't do this, in my opinion. I wasn't there, obviously. I don't know what happened. From what I read, at least, the guy got on Twitter talking about it right away, and they came and got him. He got on social media and told on him. Whether that's the truth or a setup or a lie, who knows? Who knows? But I do find it ironic that this is something that happened in the 90s as well. Once rappers start taking off and getting a little clout behind them, next thing you know, they're somewhere and it's a club shooting, right? That's what happened to Shine in New York City. That's what happened to Master P's brother C Murder, who's still in jail. And that's also what happened to Mac, who just got out recently. Mac was in jail for 20 plus years. Mac was in jail for about 20 years down in the South. And it's always something pertaining to guns with these rappers. Now, I'll tell you something. It's always something involving a gun because most people don't like rappers. You got more money than the average person. You have more women than the average person. You got all this clout, you got all this attention, luxury and jewelry. And so common sense says you need a weapon to protect yourself. People will rob and kill you. That's what we saw happen with PNB Rock. Rest in peace. Takeoff. So it's like these guys have this massive target on their backs. So if you are rapping, you got to move different out here. A lot of people are not financially stable, feel like they have nothing to lose. And then we start talking about black men as a whole. Anyway, black men, you know the time it is out here. I don't know if you like it or not. You know how I'm coming, man. Kings of Bears, looking goofy in the face. You know what it is. And they like butt here. That's how I'm coming. You know what time it is out here. Most of us don't like each other. You understand? There's a lot of self-hatred. Everything's a competition. Always trying to duplicate what somebody else is doing. I see some of you two guys duplicating my work sometimes. I peep you, boy. I know you listen to me. You never mention me, but you're listening. You know I know that. We're always competing, duplicating, trying to undermine. That's what we do. Because we have this Willie Lynch syndrome still in 2022. Well, we don't like each other. Everything's a competition, always trying to undermine. And it's this constant murderous hatred that's under the radar that's right there with one another. That's what happened with those three young men down there in the South. The three football players that I just talked about a few days ago. Look at what's happening out here, man. I mean, so much I can't keep up with it. The three young men who lost their lives on their football team. Takeoff. What do you think is happening out here, man? All that witchcraft and sex spells and warlocks, that stuff is manifesting. And ain't nobody safe. So, this is something that we need to see for what it is. And it's just not about rap, by the way. This is not just about rap. This is a bigger picture going on here. There's an underlying message towards all black men, whether you want to recognize it or not. That's what's happening out here. Which leads me to my next point. Let's talk about the Black Panther movie. Now, disclaimer, I have not seen it yet. I really don't want to see it after hearing some of the reviews and what guys are saying about it. Shout out to one of my subscribers who sent me a video over on Instagram. By the way, follow me on Instagram by telling you guys that, you see my account, go follow me. Quit watching my account, not following. The Kings of Bells. You know who I am, go follow me. So, Black Panther, from what I hear, I didn't watch the movie, but from what people are telling me, and I believe them, the black men are kind of in the background in this movie. They're not really the heroes. The women are. And that's what's happening right now in the black community. That's what's happening on social media. You think it's a mistake that most of your social media feeds will be pictures of women? You think that's a mistake? That women are basically taking over all the platforms? You think it's a mistake that most of the male rappers right now are dying and going to jail, and all you see now is female rappers? All you see now is Gorilla, Spice, Ice Spice, whatever her name is. Munch Girl, I call her the Munch Girl. Munch Girl, you know what I mean? Nicki, Cardi, all you see now is women in the hip-hop game. The hip-hop game in that movie and what's happening in the community is all one big picture, bro. They're trying to intentionally move the black man to the background. So I can believe that happened in the movie. And that kind of saw that in the first movie. That was already happening in the first movie. If you peep game, if you watch the first movie intelligently, let me break down the first movie real quick. In the first movie, Prince T'Challa was her Uncle Tom. And I know some of you guys not gonna like that, but I said what I said. I said what I want to say. You understand? He was Uncle Tom. And the CIA agent was his friend. The CIA agent was his friend. He was a beta male. And all the alpha males were in caves hiding, not wanted within the community. You understand? Ubaka, all the other guys were pushed off to the side as an afterthought. They were barely in the movie. You think that was a mistake? And who was in the movie a lot? All the women warriors with the bald head and the swords in their hand, following behind the white man saying, "You saved me." That's been happening since we've been here. So that has been consistent. If you know anything about African American history, I ain't talking about before we got here. I ain't talking about Africa. I ain't talking about before the transatlantic slave trade and none of that. I'm talking about since about 1600, 1619 to now. The black woman has pretty consistently worked with the white man against our families. That has been consistent pretty much our whole history here. On the plantation, they had the boys scared and raised them to be effeminate and raised the girls to be more masculine. That happened on the plantations. And that plantation slave mentality has continued till 2022 in many of our families. Yes, it has. So, that's what it is. There's a clear agenda here to push the men to the side. You're not the most important in the community. They are celebrating women. I had a dream maybe 6 months ago. I was at a parade in the black community. And it was all these black girls just parading around and dancing and singing, and women were on sidelines just cackling and laughing and cheering them on and clapping. And the boys were just there kind of like it's an afterthought. Look at what God was showing me, guys. I believe God gave me that dream, man. He showed me this is what's happening in our communities. Our boys are being treated as afterthoughts. And the girls are being celebrated, being pushed. They're the skilled ones. They're the intelligent ones. So they say. But the lie and hypocrisy behind that is that many of them are believing this lie and they're ending up vulnerable by themselves in a bad position. That's why I did a video on TikTok that's garners close to 100,000 views, telling the truth. Women need to be protected. I put that on the TikTok and they loved it because they're beginning to see that they have been lied to. Pushing the men to the side is not working for our communities. Our women out here broke in many cases, vulnerable. I read an article just a few months ago. Black women were the ones more likely to be evicted and lose their houses and homes and apartments this year, than any other race. Okay? So all them lies they've been told that they don't need it, man, and I'm not settling, middle finger to you guys, they've been lied to. And I think, fortunately, some of them are beginning to wake up and realize, okay, this ain't working. I'm out here alone. I'm vulnerable. People are being attacked. It's bad out here. You understand? So this is an agenda that people are pushing that don't like our people. I'll put it that way to you. This is an agenda that people are pushing that don't like our people, that want to give this message to the masses that you don't need a black man. We're constantly being attacked through movies, through music, through the media. That is all by design. It is by design that the black men are in the background in the Black Panther movie. It is by design that black men are now in the background in hip-hop, which we were ones really began and really got going. That's why someone like 21 Savage will say Nas is irrelevant. He's pushing that agenda. He get on an album with Drake and now he want to talk about rap culture. And by the way, that album was garbage. I said that. I was at the gym, listened to about 4 or 5 songs, messed up my workout. I had to cut it off, couldn't listen to the whole thing. Garbage. Weak, my boy. And so this is all pushing this agenda. There is connection here, guys. You don't see this? You don't see a connection between what's happening on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and social media and movies and music? That's all part of intelligence to program the minds. It's called mind control. It is all designed to program the masses of black people. You don't need no black man. You ain't got to respect him. He ain't nobody. He ain't nothing but a broke, you know what? You can be by yourself or be with another woman. That's what they're pushing. That's what they're pushing right now. And the reason for that on a deeper level is because they don't want black people to recreate. They don't want black people to reproduce. I'm going to give it to you 1,000. That's why abortions are so popular in the black community. Hello? You don't see that? Look at the writing on the wall. Wake up. They don't want us reproducing. So yes, they're going to always push, don't trust that black man. He's the monster. The black man's the monster in The Birth of a Nation. He's a monster in Michael Jackson's song Thriller. That was even a hidden message that you missed. The handsome black man is still seen as a monster. You understand me? That was a hit message from MJ for you, by the way. Thriller. The handsome black man, young black man, is still seen as a monster who needs to be watched. Peep game. No cap. And so that's what's happening. So if there is one global connection, my boy, from what you're seeing what's happening with Blueface, to Takeoff, to the Black Panther movie, to Kyrie, to Kanye. You don't see what's happening out here, my boy? Wake up before it's too late. Some of you go get it. We got a doggone chain around your neck. And I'll leave that right there. You know what that symbolizes, my boy? You will get it when you got a doggone chain around your neck. Peep game. And govern yourself accordingly, my boy. This is your brother Iron and Soul. I could talk more, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I'm getting fired up. This is Iron and Soul. Thanks for watching this video. Take care. God bless. Peace.